party is sick. Dude, bro, this party is sick. Dude, bro, this party is sick. Dude, bro, this party is sick. Dude, this party has like 5 different kinds of nachos. Whoa, that's off the hook crazy.
5 different nachos.
5 different nachos.
5 different nachos.
5 different nachos.
Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, everybody, won't you party with me now? Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Last train to Awesome Town. The roof is on fire, gonna burn it to the ground here. Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. 5 different nachos.
All right, you are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. Welcome back. I'm Caleb,
I'm Rachel.
I'm Jake.
and in today's show, we will have your video game news.
Yes.
And then we have straight from Japan news.
Yep.
Then we'll have your nerd vocab and story time with Rachel.
With me.
With Rachel, and
Some
we'll have
law
your
stuff. Laws.
yes,
Yeah, law stuff,
law stuff,
which is included in our tech news.
Law stuff and tech news, yes. Political tech kind of stuff. And then we have PlayStation news, and then we have
And maybe
Breakfast.
maybe a
maybe
bonus
some
round.
breakfast.
News.
We'll
maybe
see.
bonus breakfast.
I would have put that first, honestly.
the bonus
if I did the
breakfast
script.
round.
Yeah.
So, all right, here on the Nerd Edification Hour. And so, Rachel, tell us what is going on with the Warcraft of the world.
The
World
Azeroth.
of Warcraft will soon introduce a whole new economy. Now, what this means, it's going to allow players to both spend in-game gold on real-life game time or to exchange real-life money for tokens that can be sold for in-game gold. So basically, it's like, well, I don't feel like doing all these quests to get gold, so I'm just going to buy some.
They did a similar thing with WildStar, some kind of credit system where it discourages people from buying gold via very shady methods.
Yeah.
And it's just a way for them to get subscription, I guess.
Well, I mean, I like the first part where you can spend your in-game gold on real-life game time, because some of these players have like been playing for literally so darn long. They probably have an egregious amount of gold saved up in their banks or whatever, and they could just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna purchase a bunch
I don't
of
have to pay. I can
game
just use
time and
gold.
not have to pay for my subscription anymore.
Yeah, which is kind of nice.
It's nice for
it's nice for them.
It's nice for the veteran players who already have that.
Yeah, it's like
ability to
it's
do
like
that.
you've been working so hard all these years and playing our game for all these years. Here's a little something, something. Now you can just, pay for
Right.
things.
So
like
gold
that.
sync.
the new system is going to launch in an upcoming patch, according to Blizzard, though they haven't really announced specific details yet, like for how much gold is going to cost what to extend your time or what kind of time extensions will exist. I'm assuming the longer the extension, the more the gold. And it's not going to
Possibly.
be cheap either.
No.
And they are going to have they do this big Q&A, which you can read online. Just look up Blizzard Q&A 2015 new patch or something like that, and they should
Those
should
words
have it
exactly.
up.
Type in exactly that.
Probably something along those lines. Use your knowledge of keywords, folks. Or, I can find it and post a link later. I might do that. I might be nice today. We'll see.
That
Well,
depends on you,
that-
how you guys act.
exactly.
Whether or not she feels like she should do that.
I don't know.
Better behave,
Yeah.
young person, you whippersnapper.
Well, in any case, each token can be sold once. Gold values are going to fluctuate based on supply and demand, and they're hoping this system will lead to fewer account compromises and a better game experience overall. So, what I mean by account compromises, or what I think they mean, is say, for example, your subscription is coming up, you don't have the money to renew it. And instead of your account being, forfeit, put in limbo, and then at some point compromised because you don't access it until you can renew it, you could just use your gold.
What I think they mean also is so people don't buy gold from third-party
Right.
people who might then in turn take their account.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it could
those
mean a variety of
the
things.
gold farmers who sell gold and stuff like that. Yeah,
Right. It could mean a variety of things. So it's making it a little bit more secure. And a few of my friends do play WoW online. They do play WoW a lot, and a couple of them were like, "Why is this being done?" And I'm just like, "Why not?"
Why
not?
not?
That's
The
my
que-
answer to
The
every
question of science
like that.
isn't why, it's why not.
Exactly.
Because we
Cave
can.
Johnson, Portal 2 quote.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is a Portal 2 quote.
Just in case you didn't know. Which I will be doing a playthrough this summer.
Ooh,
on my
yay!
channel.
Right.
Now, in other gaming news, who do you guys like RPGs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
depends.
yeah,
Well, like Skyrim.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, well, there's this game coming out that's like in the alpha stages right now called Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a medieval RPG. Now, when I say medieval, I don't mean like, King Arthur with Merlin and stuff
And
like that. I mean,
dragons.
it's literally medieval times. Like, no magic,
good.
no nothing.
Super
Very good.
realistic.
It's super realistic. Basically, what I saw in the video that Kotaku had on it is there's no aiming thing. You pull back on the bow, you shoot it toward the target, and you hope for the best.
So you're
it's
mostly
like
fighting
real life.
humans then?
Yeah.
And wolves
And other animals. Yeah. It's like real life in the medieval times. It's very realistic and it looks gorgeous for what it is. But like I said, the game itself is in the alpha stages, so we don't know much about it other than that. If you want to check it out, go on Kotaku, check out their video. They do have some stuff on it.
Yeah, and that's it for that segment. I think pretty much. One thing though, I do want to say: early access games, be wary about them. That's all. I mean, so we talked about this a while back.
Yes, we did.
Remember
What's going on?
talking about
Well,
things.
scaring me.
Well, Steam has they give early access to some games that are in the alpha or the beta stages, and a lot of them are the pay to do that. And some of these games are either A, really bad, B, mess up your computer, C, a variety of things can happen.
Or they just don't finish it entirely, and they say, "Well, thank you for the support. Thanks for your money. We're gonna go do
Thanks
something
for the
else
Kickstarter."
with it." Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was great.
Yeah.
Great
We're just
support.
going to keep the money. Yeah. So be very careful. We just want to remind everyone of that because even though most people out there in the gaming world are relatively nice and, kosher,
Actually want
But-
to make art for a living, but some of them are just
them are just not.
This goes for everyday life as well.
Yes,
Be
it
very
does.
wary. If it's too good to be true, it's probably false.
Who
Yeah.
says video games don't teach you anything about real life?
Okay, Caleb.
Okay, so there we go. We're going to take a little break here. Next up, we will have your Straight from Japan news, and the song we're going to play is a Way Back Wednesday today. We only got like one new song, so it's a Way Back Wednesday.
Way back when?
We're going to play Bully by Shinedown. We haven't heard
Right.
Very
That
nice.
one.
That has been
Yes.
quite a long time.
Yeah, Way Back Wednesday. All right, and you're listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio.
And we are back on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. My name is Rachel, and I have next to me Jake,
My name is still Jake. Hello. Over there we have.
Caleb.
Ohio.
All right.
What's up?
Caleb.
Yeah. So right now we have our direct from Japan news.
Japan.
What kind of
Okay.
accent you get to?
French.
Straight from Japan.
Don't be like that, please. That is inappropriate. Okay, so shall we begin, Caleb?
Sure.
Would you like to start us off?
I guess so.
Yes.
All right. So, in case you didn't know, which all right, Japanese players can now purchase eShop content from any computer. What?
Huh?
Okay. So, well, as long as it's DLC for Mario Kart 8, that is.
It's like all they
Nintendo has just opened up its first web-based eShop. The website is only available for those with Japan Nintendo Network accounts. So we haven't got one yet, but this is kind of cool in that Nintendo has never really done anything like this. It's always been you have to go to the eShop to purchase things there. You can't go to the website. But this is like
This will be
Start.
good too because this actually, well, you know how some people can gift you games. You can get a gift through the eShop, but they have to have a Nintendo Network ID and all that kind of stuff. Maybe this will open the floodgates per se and open it up to normal people who want to buy, say, a game for their child or their friend, and they know their Nintendo Network ID, but they don't have, say, a 3DS or a Wii U, so they can't access it. If they do this, it could, allow them to, I want to purchase this game for so-and-so. So they buy it, they put in their Nintendo Network ID. It's like, this is a gift for so-and-so. And boom, there you go, gift. And you don't have to buy the physical copy, which is nice.
Yeah, it'd probably be a little bit more user-friendly than the eShop is, because I know some parents might not know how to use that interface very well.
Right.
If they're not like super tech savvy and they're like, I just want to look, my kid is just gnawing at my ankle and trying to steal my wallet for this one thing. For Christmas, I want to get them, say Mario Kart 8 DLC pack or whatever.
Right.
So, there are no, let's see, the service, all right, sorry. There's no other word as to whether the service will be updated with the additional content or made for other regions.
I'm
yet.
guessing it will, but I'm guessing this is kind of just like a little bit of a test on how it will work. They're going to see how many people visit it. They're going to see how literally the site actually works, whether or not it does work, which is nice. And only having that little of stuff is a good way to keep track of it, because it's so little to keep track of.
Yeah, Nintendo's still trying to figure out how to use the internet. They figured out the whole streaming thing with their
Sharing the gameplay.
Yeah, they have some gameplay
They're
stuff.
still kind of being grandparents
and they
about the whole
have-
YouTube thing, though.
They have Nintendo Direct as well, but that's mainly done by the Nintendo of America as opposed to Japan, I believe.
Yeah.
So they've done some stuff, but they haven't formally gotten up store websites as opposed to just, ordering replacement parts or consoles. So this is a nice step for them.
Yeah. One small step for Nintendo, one giant step for game kind. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, nice save. That was nice.
All right, so
What's going on with Sonic?
Thanic, okay, this I am particularly kind of happy with. After I kind of pouted in a previous episode with the faces Kyle is making in the other room, I was not happy.
No,
All right.
he was not.
So during a recent interview with the Sonic team's head developer, Takashi Iizuka? Takashi Iizuka was asked if the mobile game Sonic Runners would signal an end to the Sonic games on consoles. A member of the Sonic Stadium's forums was able to translate somewhat Iizuka's response. Now, this translation is a little bit broken. All right.
Did you see the jump glitch video from the animated series? The cartoon?
I'm going to have to look this up now.
Oh, yeah. So funny.
No, I haven't heard of it, but okay. So currently we don't. Now this product only select the smartphone as a friendly platform to the users. Just say free to play, and that was suitable for them. Personally, I don't plan to stop Sonic home game video consoles. Don't worry about them and enjoy. Very broken.
Well, he's for me, even though that translation was totally just, it was, good try, whoever
try.
you are, forum user. Good try.
They use Google Translate.
Obviously. It's, they're not, the mobile game isn't the end of the Sonic console games. They apparently, this alludes to him saying, don't worry about them, meaning they might have something planned, which, in my opinion, as much as I love Sonic, they have not made a good game since the early 2000s.
Sonic Generations was good.
That is the only exception. And it wasn't necessarily a new game. It was just a bunch of stuff from the old with a kind of different storyline. And that was really it.
It was still good, though.
It was good, but like I said, it wasn't a completely new thing. Everything that they have done that's, quote, completely new has been a bit,
Well, as I have said before, I kind of mentioned this, a couple episodes back, way back, that Sonic Lost World. No, was it Lost World? No, it was Sonic Boom. I can't get my head straight. Sonic Boom was made by Big Red Button, which is a completely different company than Sega. Sega just said, okay, you can use our characters and all the stuff. And everybody's like, Sega's made us bad Sonic games. Like, no, Sega just published it.
well,
Big
they
Red Button
do have
made
the
it.
final say. They do have the final
And
say.
they should have.
Hey, here you go, Sega. We finished your game. We think it's really good. Here you
finished
go.
it.
Do you want to sell it?
No.
Nah.
We literally started on it yesterday, and we just finished it today, the day before it was due. Here it is. It's like, oh, it looks fine.
Yeah, with Sonic Boom, we finished this game in a day. Oh,
Where was the Q&A team?
all the jokes
but
there, but
but even Sega said that Sonic Boom was completely separate from the actual Sonic games that they're going to make.
I mean, well,
As
Sonic
far as
Lost
canon goes?
Well,
Yes.
Sonic Lost World wasn't all that great either.
No, Sonic
And
Lost World. That was a mess up by Sega.
let's just get all the Sonic team members and put them in a room and tell them do what you did before. You were doing fine. There was no reason to do all this new confangled stuff. I don't want to remind people about Sonic 06. I really don't.
They will
I'm only
never
going to say it once. Because if I say it any more times, it'll literally appear in the room and it won't leave.
See, I think video game companies, and this goes for a lot of entertainment companies in general, they try to make a product that they think the consumer will like instead of making a game that they like.
Yeah, and then they go about it all wrong. Like it's nice for them to, take in fan input, but there is a point where you really shouldn't. Like, listen to fans, know what they want, and incorporate that into what you want.
Yeah, instead of having your marketing teams try to come up and say this is what you need to make. What do kids like these days? It's like shooters. You should make a Sonic shooter.
Don't do what's cool. Make your own cool. The guys who made Looney Tunes, they didn't make the cartoons for other people. They were just a bunch of guys in this little studio making cartoons that they liked and that they thought were funny, so they were funny.
Yeah. So that's what all gaming companies
your
should
own
do.
cool.
And that's why, Final Fantasy 15 has been in development for 9 years because they were making a game that they were going to love. And by default, we're going to love it too. And they're just like, no, we're just going to keep working on it. I know you guys want it to be out, but we're not going to rush this. So do your own thing, guys. Do it your way, not the fans' way.
It's always better for a game to take longer to make than to shove it out there and say, here it is, and then it's all broken and stuff. Trying to meet deadlines and whatnot.
Deadlines.
Games are art, and you should take time making them.
I agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my word.
It's good.
Okay.
It's a good segment.
Jake, what is this next song we're going to play during the break?
It's a remix of a David Bowie song, Everyone Says Hi, Metro Mix.
Indeed.
Ooh,
And
David Bowie.
next up, we will have story time with Rachel as well as Nerd Vocab.
Yes.
And you're listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. And we will be right back.
Welcome to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I am Jake.
And I am Rachel.
What's up? I'm Caleb.
Caleb
Your
occupying that mortal form.
mortal form.
Yeah.
I'm mortal. This is not even my final form. It's not even, man.
Not even.
Not even. Jake,
Yes.
it's your segment.
Yeah.
It is my
It's your
segment.
time.
Tell us
this
To
about-
shine.
Tell us about our nerd vocab
This
today.
is Nerd Vocab. We do this every week. Sort of like some vocab. It's kind of nerdy. You get the deal. Well, this week, today's Nerd Vocab is cosplay.
Yes.
Cosplay.
Really?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
The practice of dressing up as a character from a movie, book, or video game, or other media, but especially one from the Japanese genres of manga and anime.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Aha.
This is something you might do at a convention
Yes, indeed.
where everyone gets together.
And celebrates all things nerdy and
Take
wonderful.
pictures. It's all cool.
Lots of
You get to
pictures.
dress up and act like a character from your favorite thing.
It's
Yes.
where all the introverts go to be extroverts.
Yeah. It's
that
very
is actually
accepting.
very true.
It's very welcoming and nice, and you get to be someone else.
Have you ever been to a convention, Jake?
Yeah, I've been to a few.
And did you cosplay at them?
I did.
What was your favorite cosplay?
I was Elle, like how I was at the Halloween special episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice, and I liked that costume a lot.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nope, never been to a convention.
You should.
That is the saddest thing. There is a local one that's in August. Creative Con.
Is that here?
It's literally on campus. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. No.
I didn't get to go
never
this year
been.
since I was so busy, but I'll definitely be making an appearance next year.
The thing is, I didn't really know people who went to cons, so
You
never.
You do
Right
now.
here.
You do now.
I don't know if Kyle goes to. Kyle, do you go to cons?
No, he's
No,
not,
he's
he's
shaking his
not
head.
even an anime person.
We're gonna rope him into
You don't
it.
have to be an anime person. You just like any movie.
Yep.
Or any.
Anything.
Whatever.
You could be in any fandom.
I'll
You
get the
could-
rope. Jake, you get the bandana. Rachel, you get the
that's
duct
not-
tape.
I have the car. It's okay.
You have the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's legal.
I don't think that's legal, but
We'll make
But-
it legal.
It's like infringing on his rights or something.
speaking of conventions, I just got back from one on Sunday.
Really? Oh, what a coincidence.
Yes, I did.
What a coincidence that we would have cosplay as our vocab.
I know, isn't it? Well, it was this weekend, as I told you guys last week. I went to Pensacon. It was the last weekend of February and the first weekend of March.
Where's that?
It's in Pensacola, don't you know?
Don't you know,
good.
laddie?
And it was super
Oh, I thought
fun.
she was Canadian.
It was
She
Don't
would've said
you
A.
know?
All right, Rachel, it's your story
Yeah,
time.
it
Sorry, we'll be
was-
quiet. Tell your convention.
you feel
story.
free to commentate on what
Okay.
I say.
Right.
I wouldn't keep you guys silent.
Hey, be
That's
careful when you
rude.
say that. We'll never shut up.
Well, I left early on Friday morning. We got there a little shortly before noon. I was already in costume as we were driving.
Was it
because
rainy?
It was partially rainy on the way there, and then it sunnied up quite a bit. Actually, Friday was the only sunny day that we had when we were at the convention.
So who was we?
I went with my friends Jim, Krissa, and Jess.
I
And
see,
It was just
okay.
us three. And I ran into a lot of my friends from UWF at the con. Actually, my friend Daniel, shout out to my friend Dan for recognizing me in full face makeup and costume because that was just pure talent. And it was really, really fun. We got there on Friday. We waited for about an hour and a half, 2 hours in both the will call line and the entrance line. It was very crowded. On that day, I redid my costume as Lydia Dietz, which I wore on the Halloween episode. Unfortunately, out of all the people who talked to me, only about 4 actually recognized who I was, which was kind of sad. But then I realized, well, you know, some of these folks, Beetlejuice is before their time.
Yeah, but there are a lot of not younger kids.
There
at
is, but
conventions.
they.
I don't
but-
know how I should say
Yes,
that.
there is, but
They're not old.
They're
but
not. They. It's not one of the movies that they would, pull that from. I guess it's just one of those things. That was me.
Yeah, Caleb's
Caleb.
getting mad because we're making all these sounds.
Yeah.
Deal with it, yo.
But that was very sad. And then, but I didn't really expect anyone to recognize me. However, this cosplay photographer did. She went up to me and she went, "Lydia?" And I went, yes, you get hugs and kisses. So I blew a bunch of kisses at her, and it was very cute. And she took my photo, and it's on her Facebook page. And then I told her, look out for me the next day, but don't say my name 3 times. And so that was a big hint to her what it was. And if you guys actually have been following our Facebook, you would have seen me in full costume and fully in character. All day on Saturday, I dressed as the ghost with the most himself, Beetlejuice. I was in character the entire day. I even did an impression. I'm not doing it live on the air, frankly, because it's not going to sound the same
Very
now
guttural
that my voice is
in the
doing this
throat.
weird thing that it is. I might do it a little bit later. We'll see. Who knows? That might be in the extra bits on our
I've tried to
YouTube.
do a Beetlejuice impression,
It's
but
it's
if we
pretty.
say his name one more time, he's going to show up.
Yeah, he's just going to pop up from the desk. That's what's going to happen. But I dressed up as him, and I literally could not walk 2 feet without getting pictures. Now, of course, this was not the movie version of him. It was the cartoon version of him, which is a little bit different style makeup and hair. He's a little bit more well-kempt. So one of the pictures and videos that one of the people took was they had seen me take off my jacket real quick to fix my shirt, and I was putting it back on, and I did the whole intro from the cartoon where he is putting on his jacket and curling down his sleeves, and it was just nutty and probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. It was so just cool to have people run up to you and be like, can I please, please, please get a picture? And what they didn't expect is every time someone said, since I was in character, everyone said my name 3 times, I would pull out the business cards that I had made that were from the movie / the show and hand it to them. And I printed out about 50 of these things and they were all gone by the end of the day. Yeah, it was really, really great. And, you know,
There are always so many hugs and photos at conventions.
yes, this is true. And on Sunday, I just dressed as the Slytherin student, but I did have an epic battle with a McGonagall in one of the vendor hallways.
Magic missile.
Yeah. One of the
Lightning bolt.
One of the neatest things, though, that I think that I found there at the con was the literature booth. Every time I go to a convention or anything like that, I always get a book. This time I got 2 books. I actually met Kevin J. Anderson. He's an author that wrote all the Star Wars, Star Trek, X-Files novels. He wrote a lot of those. And he's co-authoring the current Dune series with the original author's son. And I actually got to talk to him and he signed the book that I bought, and that was really neat. And what else did I see? I bought some cool things. I won a few things and I got a few things free. And it was just all around a great experience. But the weirdest thing that happened on Saturday is by 3 o'clock, they sold out of all of their day passes. So they had to turn about 2,000 people away and tell them to come back tomorrow.
Wow.
The vendor hall also toward the afternoon was closed. So if you weren't already on the vendor floor, you could not get in. You had to wait pretty much 30 to 90 minutes to actually visit all the shops. So once I got
Sounds like
in,
a big convention.
it's a big convention in a venue that is smaller than it should be. Pensacola, unfortunately, does not have a fully fledged convention center. And it's really unfortunate because it would be very, very good for them and bring not only this con more people in, but it would bring other cons coming into Pensacola and other events as well. Right now, they're just having it at the Bay Center. So it's, you know, the vendor floor is on the stadium and they use the few meeting rooms that they have and they put all the other events all across the city, mainly in downtown and at the Sager Theater. And it was just all over the place. And a lot of the events, and I mean, this happens at every con, a bunch of the different like panels were happening all at the same time. So it was very hard to get to see everything you wanted to see.
Usually they'll give you a schedule book at the beginning of the con when you go to pick up your pass
Right.
and things, and it'll have all the different panels and shows and dances, and it'll have it all a big schedule of times for you.
Yeah, and even so, like a lot of them were at the same time, which was unfortunate.
Which is inevitable because there's just so
Or-
many different rooms where things are happening.
It was, or
on
they were
different
like,
places.
or they were like super early in the morning, which was what Colin Baker's panel was. It was like, it formally started at 10, but people were showing up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, waiting to get into his
I
panel.
need a
And-
front row seat.
Well, I mean, he's from across the pond when he showed up at Beef O'Brady's for the Doctor Who party. And, you know, most people who didn't already know it was him wouldn't have recognized him because he doesn't look like he did, you know, when he was still in the show. He's changed a lot. He's aged. And he's a very nice guy. And I wouldn't have known it was him if he didn't reach like over me. I was sitting at the bar, and he reached over me and said and was trying to get his drink, and he tapped me on his shoulder and he went, "Excuse me, sweetheart, can you hand me my drink, please?" And I was like, I turned with the most like, what face, and I was like, "You're Colin Baker," and he goes, "Well, yes, I am." And I said, "Nice to meet you." And then he goes, "Lydia Dietz," and so he recognized me. So I was
Wow.
like, yes. So that was cool, and it was very, 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 very fun, and I would totally go again next year. It's awesome, and hopefully by then they'll have maybe a better venue. Who knows? I don't know. They might, but I definitely recommend it, and hopefully I'll be going to another con this summer. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I
We'll
pretty
see.
much have no choice. The decision has been made for me because literally all my favorite Star Kids are going to be at this one, so I have no choice but to go. No choice at all. No choice.
No choice.
But if you guys ever have the opportunity to go to a convention, go. Like, just go. Try it out. I know it seems weird at first, but definitely give them a chance because they are absolutely just hilarious.
You will see a lot of cool costumes and props that people, the things they come up with,
have
their creativity
made,
is like, what the
have
heck?
made or found or just pieced together. The makeup is
Built
incredible.
giant mech things. It's crazy.
The other coolest thing I saw was a functioning canine robot. Like it was Canine from the Doctor Who series, and it had voices and everything. And I just wanted to take him home with me. It was the cutest thing.
Well, maybe I'll work up enough courage to go to.
You don't. Well, you don't need.
I-
You don't have to dress
No,
up.
no, no. Everyone else there is on the same like level. It's not intimidating
At
it's
all.
Like everyone is nerdy and stuff, so just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Still, it's a lot of people, but you know,
Go to a
okay.
smaller one. Go to the Fandom Con or FreeCon or.
Now, the good thing about the one that we are wanting for all of us to go to over the summer is that it's in a huge convention center that's really spread out. So if you need some time not around people, you just walk outside the marketplace, go down the hallway.
And it's one of the nice ones where the convention center is connected right to the main hotel. So.
Pick a spot on the floor and just sit there, and then you're fine. Or go back to the hotel room. I
You
mean,
can just chill and just hang out with people.
Well, cool. All right. Next up, what is it? Political tech news.
Yep.
Politically. I was trying to make a
Oh,
pun.
we got a lot of
We
stuff
can't.
to cover.
we do. We might do some cutting. We'll see.
We save some stuff for next week or whatever.
All right. So during the break, we're gonna play "Raging Fire" by I don't know,
Philip
Rage-
Phillips.
Philip Phillips. Okay. And you are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. We will be right back.
Look like clockwork.
You are now listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Caleb, the
Hi.
one. That's Rachel,
Hi.
the one who interrupts
No,
all the
I'm
time.
Rachel.
is-
That's Jake.
Yeah, we're switched
now.
personalities.
Now
you
this
know?
is all messed up. What a wonderful.
Hey, you missed a lot during that song break. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It was a,
Some,
a
creepy-
heated discussion.
There might have been a magic witch and a cauldron. I don't want to say too much.
We can't confirm nor deny.
And a genie.
Well, the genie was last week. But
Okay, so guys, we did it.
We did it! Hooray!
Strong net neutrality has finally arrived in the United States of America. As expected, the Federal Communications Commission voted Thursday morning to reclassify broadband internet service as a utility using the authority of Congress granted to it with Title II of the Communications Act.
this is nice paper.
Hooray!
by
That
the way.
means that means
Reclassification is going to prevent providers from charging certain network areas to operate at full speed or blocking access to legal content. Practices internet activists have long warned would harm the quality of the internet. So pretty much it's you know how Comcast was like we're going to slow your Netflix download speeds and we're going to precedent these gigabytes over these gigabytes, and then Netflix was like, nah man, you can't do that, so we're going to throw some money at you. Well, apparently this is going to fix that issue.
yeah. A lot of companies are also threatening, like, "Hey, we'll make a fast lane and a slow lane."
Yeah.
The fast
you
lane
wanna
is basically
pay,
what
you know.
you're getting now, and the slow lane would be even worse than what you have now,
Well, what
which is
was-
really stupid. And then
well-
you have to pay extra.
Basically, in layman's terms, it was taking control of the internet away from the corporations and kind of putting it in the hands of the government, which in itself is kind of like, oh no, but it's better than it being in the corporations where they
Where
put
they
us in
would
a faster
try to
or
charge
slow
you
lane.
extra money.
Companies like Time Warner and Comcast, they do these kind of things, and they're very monetarily greedy.
Agree. And then, of course, they're going to try to sue the government or whatever because we want money.
Oh, just stop
So,
whining.
you know.
That's childish.
It's all childish.
But yeah, so that happened, and it was a big thing. It happened last week. It was a big thing. We didn't get to talk about it, but
It literally happened the next
good.
day.
yeah,
Which,
wouldn't you know?
yeah.
It's a good thing.
And
So, have you guys ever wanted to make a video game?
I would, but it seems to involve a lot of math.
A text adventure game. I want to.
Well, lucky, Unreal Engine 4 is now available to everyone for free, and all future updates will be free. You can download the engine and use it for everything from game development, education, architecture, and visualization to
And
virtual
film
reality.
and film and animation.
Indeed. So, that's pretty cool. Having a whole engine like something like Unreal Engine 4, which is quite good.
Yeah, it is good. It makes beautiful stuff, and I hope games actually look this awesome one day. But when you ship a game or an application, what's going to happen is you're going to have to pay what's a 5% royalty on the gross revenue after the first 3,000 per product per quarter, which means you're going to have to pay the folks who made the Unreal Engine.
But only if
for-
your sales exceed 3,000.
Only then. So it's but that's kind of like that's with anything. That's when
good.
you pay for royalties on something else you use. It's just it's only fair, and it's a very simple arrangement. So
So if you're just a novice amateur and you're just doing it for fun, it's free.
yeah,
So-
you don't have to worry about it. It's
Yeah.
And if you make money, you make money.
Like I said, it's a simple arrangement in which they succeed only if you really, really succeed. Now, if you sell just a little bit and you actually create the game, that in itself is a
Still free.
success. So it depends on your definition of success.
I say it's a pretty legit system.
Yeah.
I say it's kind of cool.
Now, Steam machines, we've been hearing about these for a while now. Like I'm talking like over a year, like maybe 2 years. They are going to start at the same price point as game consoles with a higher performance. They, according to Valve, the much anticipated living room PCs, which have been pretty much missing in action since Valve announced them in 2014. They did talk about them in 2013, but they announced it the next year. It's actually going to launch in November, barring all strange, weird circumstances, alongside a special Steam controller and a device called the Steam Link that's going to allow game streaming from a PC to a Steam machine, according to the folks at Valve. So the Steam Link and Steam controller are separate, and they're each going to cost $50. So the controller's not going to come with the console. That's the only difference in between the Steam machines and, say, the PS4 or the Xbox
Yeah,
One.
so you have to drop $400 to $500 plus the extra $100 for the cable if you want it, and the controller. The controller's $50. So
For
like-
those PC Master Race folks, this is very nice.
it's me.
This is very nice, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so this kind of makes the PCs a little bit more affordable, like a console.
Is
Instead
it a
of
console
costing
or is
like
it a
over-
PC? What is it?
It's both.
Both.
Is it keyboard
Kind of
and
like
mouse?
think of it as a condensed
you
PC.
you can use a keyboard and mouse with
Yes.
it. You do not have
Confused
to
what
buy
it
the
is.
controller, but if you buy the controller, you can use it with the Steam machine, and you could
Yeah.
probably hook it up to your computer and use it on your regular computer too.
Oh, so it's like a computer, but with the living room television.
Yep,
Okay.
pretty much.
Right.
And it's gonna have its
much.
own, interface, probably like big picture and stuff like that, but better.
Sounds good.
But we might
That's
as well just
interesting.
go on to this next point. We might as well.
Want to just keep going?
Yeah, let's
we can
just
keep going then.
go. We might as well. We
Chug along.
We got essentially 5 minutes to talk. So, almost 2 years after saying they'd no longer take PS2s for trade, guess who's accepting them again?
Is it not GameStop?
No, it's GameStop.
Oh, it is GameStop.
It's
Okay.
definitely GameStop. They had stopped accepting systems and games on the PS2, for trade on June 1st, 2013, when I was still there, about 6 months after Sony ended production of the console. But in a news release earlier this week, I guess it was yesterday morning, the games retailer says, well, guess what? It's back on. But the trade-ins are for store credit this only. So for you folks who have an old PS2 just sitting around with games and stuff who are going to sell it to, I don't know, buy your girlfriend dinner or something like that, maybe lunch, they
Or
can't
buy
do
your
that.
boyfriend dinner.
You can't do that. You can't. You're not allowed.
Instead, you can buy them a game.
You can buy them a game instead.
How about that?
So a PlayStation 2 with a power cable, controller, and an AV cable will get about $25 in store credit. A console lacking any of these three accessories is going to get $20. The PlayStation 2 is the undisputed best-selling video game console of all time, moving more than 150 million units in its 13-year run. Now,
It's a lot of units.
working
Yeah.
at this place before, I have worked at this store. It's strange to me that they're actually accepting the consoles without certain of the cords. But that to me also says that they're not necessarily looking to they probably have a bunch of spare cords sitting in a warehouse somewhere, and they're going to be creating bundles or certain little pack things that they're going to sell on the store for a certain price. Like a couple months ago when the GameCube came up for $20 on the GameStop store. That's probably what that to me says they're going to do something like that.
Why are they? What are they using them for? Why are they
To
buying
make
them?
a giant PlayStation 2
make-
robot that will conquer the world.
To sell them when they're like vintage? Or?
No, they're just gonna bundle them together. Like for example, like I said, all of a sudden a couple of months ago, GameCubes came up on the GameStop store website that you could buy for $20 and be sent to the store for pickup, your local store for pickup, or sent to your
Okay.
home. Now,
So they're buying them now to sell for more later?
they're buying them now just to sell for later. And it's not necessarily going to be more or less
Okay.
than that. They haven't really named the price of what they're going to sell, but
I just don't see why, from a business standpoint. Why is?
well, they probably have a bunch of quote unquote refurbished PS2s sitting in their refurbishment house that are missing certain things. So
Okay.
that is why they're probably taking this stuff without extra parts to replace the parts that they already don't have. And then if you happen to have one that's all full, they'll just, if it needs to be refurbished, then it needs to be refurbished. But they also said they also don't really say if it needs to be in working condition either. So if it's in non-working condition, you're probably going to get the $20 thing.
Yeah.
If it's shot full of holes, I don't know.
You're not going to be able to trade it because the staff members will just look at you and shake your head and then tell you to leave.
They will
probably.
shake your head. They will
They
reach
will-
over,
and
shake your head.
Yep.
Let's say that makes a nice paperweight right there.
It does. It does.
Doorstop.
They'll probably make a joke out of it. But I think it's cool that they're accepting PS2s again, because when I was still there, we would have countless people come in and be like, I want to sell these games. They'd open their bag and there'd be like 60 PS2 games in there. And I'd be like, whoa, man, we can't take those. And it would be very sad. It would be very, very sad. And speaking of PlayStation, PlayStation Plus for this month. PS4 owners can get Oddworld New and Tasty and Valiant Hearts The Great War.
I recommend Valiant Hearts.
It's very good.
Fun.
It's point and click.
awesome.
Was that like Rusty Hearts?
No.
No.
That's an MMO.
No.
This is Valiant Hearts. Completely different.
And then PlayStation 3, they can get Papa and Yo and Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment, which I like the mystery games, so I might try that one out.
Did you see that new Sherlock Holmes movie that's coming out with Ian McKellen?
Yes, I want to see that so bad because Ian McKellen. And for Vita owners, they could get Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood, which is also available for PS4 owners. It has to do with skateboarding. You know, there's a move called an Ollie. And for any of those systems, the game Counter Spy is available as well. So that's
Okay.
your March PlayStation Plus.
Good job.
Indeed. So we will go ahead and chug on to the bonus round.
Yes, we crammed all that in and have enough time for a little quick bonus for you guys. Caleb, what's our bonus today?
Eating cereal may seem like a fast way to check off, have the most important meal of the day, from your list. But Taco Bell has now streamlined the cereal eating process with its newest creation,
Uh-oh.
Captain Crunch Delights.
Codename Diabetes.
Codename Sugar Rush.
Woo. Sugar rush.
Dut.
All right, so where traditional Crunch Berry consumption methods involve the addition of cereal and a milk to a bowl, Taco Bell decided not only that this method is archaic and boring, but it's also very inefficient. This is why the new
Cereal
Captain
is
Crunch,
now inefficient.
Yeah,
Way to
cereal
go.
is inefficient and outdated, according to Taco Bell.
Right.
So that is why the new Captain Crunch Delights combine the cereal and milk into
Oh
one
my
delicious deep-fried ball sprinkled with the Crunch Berries.
I'm just shaking my head really rapidly because that just, I'm sorry, sounds disgusting.
What is it, like a fried Rice Krispie treat?
I have no
Probably.
idea.
Actually,
Except with Captain
from the
Crunch?
video I looked at, it looked kind of like it was soft looking.
All I
Is it
know,
one big thing? You pick it up with your hand. It's one big.
all I know
You get
Like
two
an
of them. They're
apple,
like
but
tiny
not.
little things. that,
is
like,
if
bite.
it's not French Toast Crunch, I don't care. That's literally what I'm saying.
French
here,
Toast Crunch is
guys.
awesome.
It is awesome.
It's amazing cereal. So there you go. If you want to go to Taco Bell to
I thought it was
get
called
that,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There is a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but
There's
French
also
Toast
French
Crunch is
toast.
better.
Fresh toast. I don't know cereal. I'm sorry.
there's also peanut butter crunch, peanut butter toast crunch. They're all good. I love all
They're
the
all
toasty
very good.
crunches.
All right.
toasty, crunchy stuff.
Well, all right.
But
All right.
yeah, listeners, that is our show.
That
for
is it.
today.
If you want to follow us on Facebook, feel free to do so. Just look up the Nerd Edification Hour on Facebook.
And remember to check out all of the pictures that I took at Pensacon. You could find that on our page. You can also find us on Twitter with Nerd Edification, I believe.
Yeah, you go to @ and then Nerd Edification.
All one word.
All one word. And then if you want to see the podcast later, go subscribe to Strangely Entertaining
On YouTube.
on YouTube. Might have to look up. Just look
All
up
one
the Nerd
word, no
Edification
underscores.
Hour. Yep. Capital S, capital E. And that is it for this week. Our outro song is from Child of Light. And it is
Child of
Jupiter's Lightning. And
Okay.
till next week, stay fancy, everyone.
See you around.
Goodbye.
Bye.